This Colby versus the Rose Bowl edition of the Sports Gambling Podcast Stories is presented ad-free by you, the Patreons.
Cox. He's one of those guys who will get penetration. Over.
It's a baby fucking wheel, man. San Diego Superchargers.
Now go home and get your fucking shine box.
Welcome everyone to the Sports Gambling Podcast. I'm Sean, stacking the money green with my partner in picks, Ryan, Real Money Kramer. What's happening, Kramer?
Dog.
This is the official, most requested, current Patreon story to tell. So, welcome.
Joining us in studio, a man too hot for the Rose Bowl, Colby Dant, aka Pick Dundee. What's happening, Colby?
It's a tradition like none other.
Yes.
What's that?
Getting kicked out of the Rose Bowl.
All right. So
is it a tradition? Who else follows this tradition?
I feel like there's a lot of fantastic individuals that have been kicked out of the Rose Bowl.
I'm trying to name one other person who's been asked to leave of the Rose Bowl. Well, let's start from the beginning. Beginning was Colby, Patty C. Hey, we got to go to a game. Hey, we should make a big event. Hey, we'll get a big SGPN banner. All right. It's a company approved outing. This sounds like a good idea. Then we're like, well, what are we going to do? Oh, we'll give out booze. That's always our idea. Give out drinks. Ryan.
Well, I think so. Something that was, and I don't, not to step on it, but I did do some reporting in preparation for this episode because there were some other perspectives to collect, and I did collect some of those perspectives, and it was brought to my attention, which I had forgotten. This was basically one of the bigger in-person activities in LA post COVID as well. So there was a little bit more like what do you call it? Like when the sailors come home and finally have access to females. Like people are just stoked to get out and be about, and so maybe there was even a little bit more energy because of that.
Probably added to it. We're talking September 4th, 2021. Load up. Well, also I think where maybe the trouble started, Ryan, was that we're like, we got to figure out how to give out some alcohol. What's an easy way to give out a bunch of alcohol? And we came up with the idea. Oh, we'll buy a bunch of little airport bottles of liquor, and then
which by the way we overbought because I used them for a Nebraska game in Lincoln.
They hung around the office for a very long time after the fact. But we got all these airport bottles of liquor from our. Turns out we knew a guy who knew a guy because we asked our local our LA resident Uncle Ruben,
the guy who knows everyone.
Yeah, knows everyone. Guy who famously had a piñata guy. Do you have a airport liquor bottle guy? And he goes, yeah, of course.
He knows. I know just the guy.
I know just the guy. And then so we end up with hundreds of these mini bottles of.
He came by with cardboard boxes.
Yeah, there were a ton of them. So load up the Jeep, head over to the Rose Bowl. And it started. I forgot to send the photo, but it's just us. We were tailgating before we left. We were drinking at our bar in the studio.
Well, there was games all day that day. Yeah. So I mean, it didn't help that the game was later in the day.
No, it did not. And yeah, maybe we'll bring. And so we drive. We leave here from the office. We get to the Rose Bowl. Pop open the Jeep. Hang the banner, set up a little folding table, and you can see the
size of this Easy Up that I brought.
Great large. Easy Up by Kramer.
I do believe that Jeep gets pissed on in the future too.
Yeah. Spoiler alert: the Jeep gets pissed on.
And I will say, like for a Rose Bowl tailgate, we got there early for USCLA tailgate, and like the LSU fan base, and on top again, people were just stoked to be out doing something, but. The LSU fan base really added some. This place was popping hours before the event, we did not pace ourselves at all.
No, we got there pretty early, And then like we pull up, and then literally right out of a scene of a movie, right after we park, all these the cars that park next to us, it's basically a frat and a sorority that had like agreed to meet up. So all these college age or the recent grads, all these young co-eds pop out. They're all ready to get down. Oh, you see that? Wait, you guys, what's a podcast? Or they knew what a podcast was, but what's about sports gambling, giving out all these drinks. Chicks are digging the free drinks. The beers are flowing. I think where things really got off the rails, at least for me, was when we started shotgunning, multiple shotgunning. There may have been Jello shots involved.
I'm gonna add in one that I think had a strong
Fireball.
ingredient.
I definitely had some Fireball.
I'm gonna add in that herbal essence. I think had a strong. I mean, it was mostly alcohol.
To say, weed?
I've never been great at crossing streams
Because we
Herbal essence.
Colby, you can say so. Even though this is going to be, this is eventually going to
I
make
have
its
a son,
way.
you know,
This is eventually going to make its way onto the main feed as a free promotion for SGP stories. You can say marijuana. We are in California. It is tremendously accessible, but also it was an LSU crowd and it's a drinking crowd, and people were trading. There was some point where there's confusion, right? Because young people, it's like free stuff, cool, and they start stealing it almost. Like I have free stuff in front. Then there was this group that felt they needed to trade with us. That's where the Jello shots came from.
I'll just say when I normally tailgate, I think as much as I will blame Rose Bowl security a little bit. Well,
we're not even close to that.
I just feel like I don't know how many times I've tailgated, but with exception to back at ECU, where I cross streams.
Really?
I mean, maybe Virginia Tech. Like I went to a Virginia Tech fan. I mean, like it had been a minute since I crossed streams tailgating. I'll tell you.
Colby always blames weed.
Yes. Not. I'm I'm just. I've never been great at the cross streams where opportunity meets the debauchery.
Stammering like a anyway. So yeah, the I would say there was a couple things happening, right? Sean was right. There was some shotgunning. There was a lot of shooting of the alcohol that we brought.
Yeah. I definitely cracked open a number of those airport bottles.
Well, and we went around the world too. Like there was like a tequila, a Fireball, a Jack Daniels.
We were making friends with LSU fans who were wagering lots of money on. It was the classic young person of like, really, you got free alcohol for me? Check out this bet I made.
And then there was this guy who was. I'm trying to remember the specifics of him. He had a very Southern accent. He was bragging about all this money he was going to bet.
Blonde, curly, messy hair with boat shoes.
Yes.
I mean, just like very stereotypical.
And didn't he have like a Joe Burrow jersey on or something?
I think I had to remind him about. Well, probably about 37 times because I was pretty shit hammered. That the Pac-12 had a terrible record. Or, sorry, the SEC had a terrible record at the Pac-12 historically.
Yeah.
So one of my notes of journalism was that Colby was obnoxiously reminding everybody how bad the SEC performs.
I was trying to tell my clientele to bet on UCLA money line like we all did.
This guy showed us a screenshot of how much he bet on LSU, and it looked like a legit wager. And
I don't think it was a screenshot. I think he just was logged into his betting account.
Yeah, and I think it was like a local bookie thing, and he had, I think it was like $25,000 on LSU money line.
Yeah,
not anymore.
Yeah, and they were favored, weren't they?
By a lot. It was like I want to say it was like I
think UCLA was like a 4-point dog. If I had to guess.
Yeah, I was gonna say a touchdown, but. You might be right with 4-point dog.
I don't know if it was quite that big.
The beauty of our podcast and my incessant record keeping is we have.
What was the line?
We have this data. Not only that,
I thought it was like maybe 7 or 10 or something.
I'm guessing 4.
No, because you said it wasn't supposed to be good.
LSU -3.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. It was a 5:30 kick local time. It was a -188 on the money line. UCLA +152.
That's why I was laughing. I go, I don't know, man. I kind of like UCLA on the money
66.5 was the total. We all shockingly were on UCLA plus the points. Sean locked it up.
Yes.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. Anytime that like the history tells itself, that's why I knew some of this shit was bullshit. I was like, honestly, it's if you dig up, I know there's no more Pac-12, but if you looked at the numbers, it was quite shocking when the ACC and SEC played on the Pacific time zone, how bad these teams were. So
I'm laughing because the note I got was that there were like a handful of strange activities that I'll be bringing up throughout this episode. The first one was how you were really drilling home the Pac-12 home record versus the SEC to just these random 19-year-old college kids.
They always think their shit's the best.
Well,
they look. They're the most arrogant conference in any they just, it's almost like the same shit with what Sankey's doing now with passing out. They're so fucking arrogant.
And I want to, so now we bring it to this picture where it highlights how hot it was.
And how hammered I was.
Hot. And how hammered Colby was. Colby.
What happened? I think I spilled a beer on my
Colby's ready
shotgunning.
Colby's ready to have sex with someone.
Yeah, look at that. Look at them. He's giving a come hither look, and his shirt's soaked.
Yeah, that's probably from the shotgun.
My eyes, one eye of mine is a little squinty. Other one seems to be all right.
I mean, I have a.
Wait, just toggle back and forth between the two photo. One right has a big smile. The other he doesn't. Oh, here's you go. Just a little. Is this a couple's photo?
This is
just
the
Ryan and Colby.
Like, how did you lose your virginity?
Who took this photo?
Look
Colby is really giving the fuck you eyes to the camera.
Look at this chick I picked up at Mardi Gras. And then we get into the game.
So but before we get into the game, we have
I'll leave this on the
Patty
screen.
C was definitely
this is the best one.
My eye looks all twisted.
Well, you were drunk too. I mean, we were all.
I mean,
I was very.
I can tell I was drunk with the sunglasses on.
Yeah,
that's a face I only make when I'm drunk.
I was definitely feeling it.
So I have some more notes. So the tail. So not everyone showed up up front, and so some of the people who showed up later pointed out that there seemed to be an incident that happened right before they had showed up, and that what I remember as someone was trying to piss on Sean's car.
I think we caught them while we were throwing the football, right?
Colby, that was when the light, the igniter, like it, per this report, per this.
That's
boots on the ground.
Well, Colby switched in hey, what's going on over there? And
well, up until then, it was friendly banter about the Pac-12 home record against the SEC. After that, it became a lot of talk of fighting and headbutting.
That is a classic. That's a classic move in the fights I've been in. I always start with the headbutt.
So that's how you know my reporting is accurate.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. The guy apologized. Colby made him apologize to me personally. I accepted his apology, and then I feel like there was a moment where they buried the hatchet and shotgun together.
Patty C was there, right?
Oh yes, you don't remember Patty C? That was one of my vivid memories. He's like, "Hey, can I get keys to the Jeep?" And then he was like, then one of the co-eds was like, "Hey, come hang out in the Jeep with me."
I was going to say two things.
We're wondering if something's going to go down.
If you remember, Patty C at that point was trying to play it cool because the guy was friends with the hot chicks.
Yeah,
and so Patty C was trying to be like,
he saw an angle. It's like, go ahead, keep pissing on Green's Jeep.
He said, Colby, calm down. So yeah, that was, but according to the couple thing, and it's a little bit I remember that incident did seem to like maybe ratchet up the alertness of whatever.
Well, there was a the powder keg was turned on, I think.
Well, I think at that point maybe the fuse was lit.
Yeah.
There's just certain things you shouldn't do.
The gun was cocked. He was ready to roll.
I've been in a lot of tailgate situations.
So again,
I've never pissed on a stranger's Jeep right next to it. Like
and I obviously
it was poor form.
There was an element of I'm rich and I don't give a shit about you from these kids. But yeah, anyway, so we pack up the shit. We're all drunk and we had been there for what, hours?
Yeah,
hours. We got there pretty early.
This is so hilarious.
Colby's
this one
look towards the camera is great. Yeah, this is very fun.
All right,
make sure you watch the video.
Then we go in the game, and I'm glad I had this picture because I think I was taking this picture from a row behind our row, and I believe this group of guys right here, maybe it's the guys to the right, they become part of the story, an integral part of the story. As
I can see they're all UCLA fans.
No, but there was definitely our section was not all UCLA fans.
No,
now maybe it filled in LSU.
We were in.
It felt relatively 50-50.
We were in if you've been to UCLA games, we were in the area that is what I know to be like the alumni, one of the alumni sections. Generally older folk, like not as rowdy as some of the student sections. And so
Colby just gave you a death stare.
I think that was that kind of sets the stage for the kind of section we were in. First of all,
we're also on metal bleachers, which will be key.
So some other quick notes that before the game even started, it was alarming how loud Colby was cheering.
Well, you're
Very
supposed
aggressive.
to be. See, this is
Remember, this was coming out of COVID, and he was screaming inches from people's faces. And what really threw everyone off is he was screaming about basketball coach Will Wade.
Yeah, there was a lot.
It was a little bit of everything.
You were yelling at Will Wade. And I got to know how much what
you bought this team for. Like I was trying to make the comparison.
I want to know.
I was trying to make the comparison.
I want to know, and just stomping emphatically on the metal bleachers. That was like,
oh my goodness.
The stomping on the metal bleachers. It gave the chance more noise, but also aggravated everyone trying to sit
that's
on
the
the bleachers.
point. That's the point. So I was trying to make the comparison of Will Wade, since we know he bought all these basketball players. I want to know what this football team cost. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that was what I was trying to go for.
This is pre-NIL.
Yeah, and because we knew they've been cheating for a long time. Shit, Patrick Peterson. I mean, there's plenty of documentation on this, but that was kind of the angle. But I also wanted to be an overly Bruin fan. I knew that coming into the game. I remember telling, I think either you or Patty C or something was like, "Oh, I'm going to be a hardcore."
But
Bruin
see,
fan
that
today.
was the thing. That was the thing too. Like I think if you were just cheering for UCLA, just going nuts for UCLA, or just making fun of LSU, but there was I don't know. I feel like you came in the idea of a very strong Bruin fan, but then you're also calling out the other Bruins fans at some point.
Well, they're all pussies. Look, this isn't my first time to the Rose Bowl. I had been to the Rose Bowl before, and I can tell you they just aren't fans.
It's starting to get.
This was this was a note coming from me. It was interesting how quickly Colby turned on the UCLA fans.
Yes,
yelling at them. This is how you do it. This is how we do it.
They just don't know how to be fans. They don't know how to be fans. I have been to a bunch of UCLA football games and basketball games, and I just football even more so than basketball.
I have a vivid memory now of him yelling at someone, going, "Clap, clap!"
Yeah,
they got a first down. Clap.
Well, they're just the fucking worst, man. Like, come on, man. Like, this is your team. You have all these fucking LSU fans here.
Yeah.
You got to show up and say this is our fucking home. And
the UCLA fans, yeah, to your point, they didn't, at least especially in the section we were at, I wouldn't say had a hard edge to them. It was
no one had a hard edge.
Like,
Colby would have got. If anyone in that crowd had a hard edge, Colby would have got it. I mean, there would have been an altercation.
My point is,
you were driving that car off
Texas
the cliff.
Texas played at ECU in baseball like a couple years ago, and I remember Texas fans being like, "Holy fuck!" They showed up to Greenville, which I'm sure they never even heard of before.
Yeah.
And but that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to set the tone of this is our fucking house. Fuck you. Right. And I was the only one doing it.
Going back.
I forgot we had an earlier tailgate picture with some of the co-eds.
Yeah.
Our tent became like the weird, like everyone was just,
they knew they could get free booze.
Yeah, shade and free booze. Oh, you want to plug in your charger? And this is the picture. This is the picture.
Because you can see the LSU fans in front of us, who the LSU fans were just, so imagine you're standing in a bleacher and you're a row. So the row in front of you is beneath you. Colby was like putting his foot down to get nice and low and just say, "I want to know."
And this photo is great. His hands up. He's screaming at something.
Yeah, I just want to talk shit to everybody.
Well, I mean, it was.
I honestly, guys, this is what I call college football.
So
like this is
I remember.
I don't think it's like I know you guys thought. I feel like you guys thought it was way over the top, and maybe it was to a certain extent. But like I feel like I've been this guy 100 fucking times.
Well, I think you can be that. So the fuse had been lit. We were incredibly drunk and in the sun. Like I'm sure most of us said, but we're pushing that limit more than
and the other, I waited an incredibly. I was super dehydrated.
Couldn't find water.
Waited an incredibly long time.
That was true. They didn't have
in line to get a water. They didn't have a water, so I drank a Topo Chico hard seltzer instead. Which that was like,
how do you not have water?
I know,
that's
it's
like a
criminal.
But
like this is in August.
Yeah,
right?
I would say the part where
or no, September 4th, but it's still hot as shit in LA.
The part where you went from being like the UCLA fans were fine with you. You're mostly giving it to these LSU fans. You're letting them know. The UCLA fans were confused because you were getting loud on defense for both teams, which was another note I had here. It was a little odd because, and every time it was third down, you're like, this is how we do it at ECU. And you just started stomping.
Mm-hmm.
I would say the thing that got me was the stomping on the bench. And so at some point,
that's look.
I got no problem. I got no problem
with
a
lot of
bench
stadiums
stop.
don't offer that. So when you get that, you better do that.
I got no problem with a bench stop, especially if the whole crowd's doing it.
Yeah,
Colby was a man.
I was trying to ignite the crowd.
You were the only one doing it.
He was a one-man powder keg trying to ignite the crowd.
And I think at some point I'm like, all right, you know what? I like to take a lap around the Rose Bowl during the game. I like stadiums that you can walk around, like a continuous circle. So at some point I used as an excuse to get the fuck away from Colby. Because I was like, I don't want to be. Part of me didn't want to be around Colby for when the fight started, because then I was gonna have to get involved. Which, by the way, that's another side note. Patty C was down to get in every fight.
Of course,
every fight. Patty C was down to get into. And so I walk around.
He's a good person to have on your side in a fight.
Yeah,
I walk around the place, and when I get back to the seats, Colby is not there. And I want to say this is
third quarter.
Well, no, made it I don't think he made it to halftime.
He made it to halftime.
Did he?
Yeah, I think this was beginning.
So maybe that's what it was.
Yeah.
Halftime, I did the walk. I come back.
Yeah.
Colby's not there.
No.
But he had gone to the bathroom or something. He comes back, and at this point, he had annoyed everyone to the point where people were saying, "Oh no, he's coming back." And then you go right back into it. And I think one of the LSU fans basically is like turns around, and normal response is like, "Hey, dude, fuck off." and then it gets a little bit more hostile. Everything calms down, but clearly one of the older alumni had gone and reported you.
Yeah.
To the security.
That's some LA bullshit. Well, let me tell you something. I have been to fucking Baton Rouge. All right. I have gone to Tiger Stadium. If you think that is me if LSU fans think that is bad, I got news for you folks. Go to fucking LSU game in Baton Rouge.
I'm sure it's not. And when the security did come up, I'm kind of remembering where.
Well, I thought he just wanted to like ask me a question. I had no idea. Like I honestly had no idea that they were gonna.
Do you remember?
I kind of remember him pointing to Colby and Colby being like surprised. Oh, you're pointing at me.
Yeah. Well, I was like, what do you want, man?
Yeah,
like, I'll come over and talk to you.
He brings him over, and then he's just like, no, you're.
Colby has this demeanor where when something like that happens, he's gonna go and step into it and go like, oh, let me go see what's going on here. Almost as if he had forgotten that he was maybe the reason this was.
I just don't think anybody should get kicked out.
No, that's what makes it so funny. You're like, oh,
it should have at least given you a warning.
And on the way over, the LSU fan says something to you, and you turn at him and you go, yeah, well, I want to know.
Yeah.
and you get to the security, and like quickly you realize that they're there for you.
Yeah, he's like me. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing, dude? I'm just being this is called being a fan, you fucking idiot, right? Like,
what did the security guy tell you? Just like, hey, buddy, you gotta go.
He's like, you gotta. Well, first he's like, no. At first he doesn't tell me I gotta go. At first he says, can I see my identification? I was like, I'm thinking they got like what. They think I am underage and bought a beer because I probably bought a beer at halftime. And I
underage.
I don't know. Like what else? What else could it be? Maybe they think I'm maybe back to the tailgating, right? So I give him my ID, and then he writes down my name, and then he says, "Yeah, you got to go." And I was like, "Me?" I gotta go.
Colby was very surprised. That they
Yeah,
asked
I was
him to
like,
leave.
he goes, yeah, you're too much here, and I was like, dude, this is why we pay for a ticket.
Yeah.
This is the point. Now, obnoxious or not, like that is fandom. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, you're going to a game. It's a football game.
I never directly told someone like, "Hey, fuck you." Right?
There was no particular threats. You were just annoying a lot of people in the section. Now,
isn't that the point?
Well, I would say
At some point, a consensus gets reached, and
No,
everyone just says,
both the UCLA and LSU fans clapped.
Well,
as
of
you were
course the
escorted.
LSU fans
No,
are.
but both
I don't
sides
have a
were
problem with the
clapping.
LSU fans. I have a problem with the UCLA fans
No,
because
there's so-
you're supposed to be a
I
fan.
don't-
You're supposed to be a fucking fan, and it's like this environment was garbage because you guys are a weak ass.
Now, Colby, where
yeah.
did you?
So-
what happened after you left?
Well, so I left, and I'm walking around, and I'm completely offended that I honestly was like shocked that they kicked me out because, like
Yeah.
I said, like this is honestly like I've probably been to, I would assume 60, 70 college football games, and I feel like 70-80% of them I've been like that. You know what I mean? And
that would be surprising.
well,
to
you
me.
got to remember, as I get older, like that's one of the ones I would say I haven't done it as much recently, but for a long time.
But you were hammered.
I know. Well, dude, I mean, have you been to Greenville?
No, I'm just
Yeah,
saying
like,
you had that look like
I'll say Baton Rouge. I was that fucked up, but I was rooting for LSU against
Colby.
Mississippi
Only a
State.
couple times in my life have I seen the look in your eye like you're not there anymore.
Dude, you don't even want to know when I was in
I'm
Baton
just saying.
Rouge.
I'm
You
just
don't
like,
want to
yeah.
know, Ryan.
I'm just saying, like, if you think I was drunk there, Baton Rouge. I think I threw a fucking. I think
No,
I
it's-
picked up a
it's-
baby tree and
Yeah,
threw
but
it across
Colby,
the fucking
we-
road.
It's a combination of drinking,
Yeah.
heat stroke,
coming out
rage.
of a pandemic.
Yeah.
But so I'm walking and I'm just like, I can't believe this shit. And then there's this like group of what I'm assuming is Mexican, but Latinos that are tailgating. And I just say, I just come up to them.
Why, dude? The guy is mean mugging you. Why did you randomly take a photo of them? Because you were like,
Oh no, I wanted to know where we were at.
oh, that's
So
right.
to let you guys
Trying
know.
to find
Yeah.
Colby after the game was also
Yeah.
fun.
So the dude on the left, great fucking guy. He got out of jail the day before this photo, right? And
He's
so-
like, I'm not missing the LSU game.
no. So this is like I just walk up and they had a TV with the game on. So
Yeah.
I was like, well, fuck, guys, I want to watch and see if we beat LSU. I've been invested my emotions on the side of UCLA,
Still
no matter
wanted
how
to finish
bitch.
the game.
Well, and they were great fucking guys because I said, guys, you mind if I sit here and
Well, they respected that you got kicked out.
yeah, they just kicked me out. Can I watch the game? And then this dude on the left, like I said, 24 hours out of jail, goes, gets me beer, says, dude, bring. It says, dude, you want some food? He's like, this is my like, we've had this tailgating thing forever. We never go to the games, but we tailgate here forever. So I was like, fantastic, and I was surprised because traditionally I feel like a lot of from my experiences, like the Latinos love USC, not necessarily UCLA. So I was surprised at this.
More
But
split than you think.
they made me feel fucking great at home. Great fucking human beings. But I probably had much more fun here than in the fucking Rose Bowl. We're sitting there telling stories and shit. It was a great time.
And then, trying to track down Colby after. I don't know how he found you or how you found our truck or I don't
No, I think that's why I took the photo. I said I'm by the
like-
tailgate crew. That's why the dude's agitated. I think on the right because I was just like,
he doesn't
I was like,
any
dude,
photos.
can you? I was like, can you tell? Can you show that flag?
Hold
so
that
I-
shit
yeah.
down for me.
But when we in the group text we were sharing the photos of the tailgate and like I don't remember these guys at all. And it was from Colby's.
Yeah. I was hanging out with them for probably 45 minutes or an hour or something.
Well, and so, but going back to the Colby's exit. It wasn't just a like weak applause.
Well, that's the worst part about it.
People were standing up.
That was the most cheering UCLA fans did all game.
Well, you wanted them to clap, Colby.
Yeah.
They did end up clapping.
I know. I mean, dude, I lost. I mean, I don't know. I had been before to UCLA games, and I knew they were like. It almost bothers me because I'm like, you have like this awesome stadium. You have just everything going. You have great recruiting if you just open the box, and you always phone it in. So it bothers me. So I'm sure that added to the fact that I'm like, hey, what, you know, I would joke around with Patty C saying like we should be UCLA. I mean, even before this game, I'm saying like we should go to every UCLA game and be a UCLA hardcore fan since we live in LA. And you know, I think that adds to a little bit of me trying to be over the top.
I think I think there was something. There's the right combination. We've all been there before. And funny enough, for me, Tyrod pulled the red shirt off against LSU back in.
That was
at Lane, right?
That was at Lane.
Yeah.
That was one of the drunkest I've ever seen Ryan, because he was drinking Monster vodkas,
sugar free
Monster vodkas, just was like complete lights out. I at the time was with a woman in my room, and
I only know this true story.
And he's just like he's slamming into my door, saying, "I'm gonna drop you like a bag of bricks" to my door. And I'm in there hooking up with this chick, and she's like, "Do you want to answer it?" I'm like, "No, I don't want to answer it at all." He eventually went away. Your girlfriend was like crying, "Stop it, Ryan, leave him alone." Drop you like a bag of bricks. He kept saying that.
No, but I'll be honest. I hadn't been like this, with the exception of Baton Rouge, which was a couple years before.
Yeah,
I probably those two. This and
it's a perfect
this
storm.
and Baton Rouge. I don't think I had been a fan like that in like 10 years.
When they what happened when they kicked you out? What was the process? Do you remember?
Just wrote my name down. And
they wrote, what'd they write your name down on?
But I wrote it on a piece of fucking paper, and I'm just like, okay, you want my fucking phone number too, dude? Right? Like,
goes in their database.
I will say that was outside of Colby getting kicked out. That was one of the crazier Rose Bowl experiences I had, because like Sean and I went on a mission. We could not find water.
I've never been kicked out of a football game before.
I've never been.
That's
kicked
what I'm
out
saying.
Of
like for it to happen at this shit. Yeah, I don't think I've been kicked out of a sporting event, but like that's why I found it. I was so dumbfounded. I was like, "Don't. This is what we're paying for."
To be barbarian.
Yeah, like
No, I've seen much crazier behavior at football games that were tolerated and that were welcomed and that were part of it. I think Colby just stood out because of the section or
the weak fans.
Yeah,
I think the weak fans are so used to not seeing Fandom that so like, dude,
they were not prepared for your energy.
I went to a Bears Chargers game on Monday Night Football with my ex a long time ago.
Yeah,
in Jack Murphy Stadium, right? And there was a guy there. We show up to our seats, and he's dressed in Arizona Cardinal gear, like sweatpants. They're not even playing in the fucking game.
Yeah.
And his job was to he wanted to pick a fight with any of the dudes right there, right? And so I was ignoring it, but this is who clearly hammered, but he's just talking shit to all of us, right? And finally, by the time the fourth quarter comes, someone does punch him in the face. But my point is like, he should have got. I was never like derogatory to like the actual individuals.
Yeah.
Like this dude at Jack Murphy Stadium.
I think, you know, if the guy came, security was like, "Hey, you know, like just take it down a notch or something." Colby probably would have to immediately throw him out. Is totally lame.
Well, that's what like. I think he thought he was considering of like. When I was talking, I was like, "You're gonna take my name now." I think he was gonna call for like backup, and I was like, "Dude, I don't need backup. I'll walk out of this trash ass fucking venue." Out of here. Yeah.
And then you and Bowser got at.
Then there's the
that's classic.
Chapter 2
driving home.
Yeah.
I mean, by that time I wasn't even. I don't even think I was drunk. I just had like an insane hangover.
Pissed off from being in the sun and drunk.
Just like incredible, just throbbing headache, and Colby's still talking a mile a minute, and Bowser, our buddy, is a guy who also likes to talk a bunch.
Well, he also loves UCLA.
He's a huge UCLA fan.
If he would have argued with me about UCLA so much, we wouldn't have been that spot because there would have been two of those fans.
And then I don't know, whatever, something set him off, and Bowser's like, "Colby, shut it."
Basically, Bowser said that, or Bowser said, like, Colby, you know, you're being selfish. You're making this all about you.
Yeah.
I can't even enjoy this fucking UCLA win. You piece of shit.
They were going at it in the back seat.
You go, Yeah, I mean, I
think
see what you're saying.
Fuck your win or something like that.
Yeah,
I don't remember.
Did,
Yeah.
you did say
that's
like,
what it was.
"Fuck your win." Who cares? You're fake ass fans.
Well, I had never just. I mean, look, I love Bowser, but I'm saying like, I had never. I mean, I grew up with brothers, dude, that were like, I'm the youngest of like my brothers would. No one would ever just say, "Dude, you're ruining my win." And now, I get it. I could have probably handled the situation better, but
I think Bowser was. I forget,
But that was like lighting the fuse.
Yeah.
You're ruining my name. Like, fuck your win, dude. Like,
Bowser is just like, hey, Bowser just want to enjoy the game, enjoy the win,
Again,
relax.
this was
Colby's making sexy faces 5 hours before kickoff. Look at that, Kramer. Is this you guys look like you're Abercrombie and Fitch commercial, and I'm standing there like one eye is barely.
What
open.
am I doing here?
This is worth it just to see the photos of our eyes. Kramer's, of course, behind the shades, but you and Bowser patch things up. And
of course. I mean, look, I probably should have handled that better, but I mean, let's not forget that when I hung out with the Latinos, we did a couple shots of tequila and a few more beers. So the party kept going. Yeah.
Party never stops at the Rose Bowl.
Well, I mean the Rose Bowl. Not that I mean,
and I love the Rose Bowl as a stadium. Don't get me wrong.
There are plenty of places in the rest of the country that tailgate like this, but the Rose Bowl is the one place in LA where people continue to tailgate.
It is
as the game goes.
It's the best tailgating in Southern California, and I would say game day experience. I went to an actual Rose Bowl at the Rose Bowl. That
is different.
That is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And you get the flyover jets and whatever. Like that is peak. And I'm sure if UCLA, gets the team and versus USC and they pack it out, that's probably awesome. But the best experience I've had at like watching a game was the Utah Penn State Rose Bowl, where that was just, I mean, to have that stadium totally full is an awesome experience.
100%. I mean, that, like, I know we talked to Randy Cross about this. He's a UCLA alum, and he was saying like back in the day, like they would have fans like that. Like, I don't know. I think the Miami Hurricanes had the same thing. So I don't know what it is. I think maybe it's just like a worldly city and the world got smaller. So you have so many, transplants that don't care about it, but it would be great to see it rocking again because they just, there's no excuse for them not being.
I mean, it's you're never gonna until I know you don't like this answer, but the fix is I mean,
don't you fucking say it.
It's too far from campus.
Don't you fucking say it.
SoFi's right down the street.
Oh my god, that is the worst. The Rose Bowl's like the best stadium. In the country.
I agree. SoFi.
Move the college to Pasadena.
Yeah.
Fuck them.
Like Wake Forest did. Wake Forest used to be.
So this is
Raleigh,
why
right?
again we're back to the Caltech billionaire needs a football team. Caltech is right down the street from the Rose Bowl. I doubt they could fill it up though. I think they only have like 2,000 kids.
PCC, come on, get a football program, you cowards. All right, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to this edition of SGP Stories. If you're not a Patreon member, a perfect time to hop on. We've done a bunch of these and they're evergreen. You can go back and listen to them. Last one was me versus UFL Jeff, but I'm just looking at the text messages.
You think I'm still on that list, John?
I don't. Wait, sorry. I think you. Well,
I think I went to a Colorado game since then.
You're still on the list.
I thought I went to like maybe a Friday night.
No, they don't actually have a list. So again, go back, check out all the other SGP stories. There's a bunch of fun ones with Colby, CJ, DGen Vegas, Tails, and of course, appreciate everyone tuning in, telling a buddy, supporting the Patreon. It's a great hang. As always, big thanks to Pick Dundee sitting in as always, and of course.
Thank you for participating in the Sports Gambling Podcast.
For Sports Gambling Podcast, I'm Sean, stacking the money green. He's Ryan.
You definitely want to go back and listen to the Patty C episode.
Oh yes, Gorilla Pimpin' Kramer. Let it ride.